Hey y'all, I'm Sarah Wall in the Fox 10 newsroom. We're tackling a serious topic today. We're going to go a little bit more in depth on lightning and the dangers of lightning. We have some video to show you about two house fires, that happened within a span of minutes of each other last night. With the thunderstorms rolling through, they say lightning was to blame for both of those house fires. So I got to thinking about this the other night. There was lightning flashing everywhere, all around my house. My daughter's in the shower. I'm like, you need to get out of the shower. And I started thinking, what are the other things we need to be remembering to stay safe when there is a lightning storm? And there are a lot of lightning storms these days. So we're going to take a look at what the experts are telling us to do, what the weather folks say we should be doing, a couple of different resources that you can go to if you want to get more information. And we're going to show you some of the damage that the lightning has caused. So as mentioned, there are two house fires that are being blamed on lightning. They say lightning caused these. So the first one, this is video of the first one. It's on Palmetto Street near downtown Mobile. A nasty thunderstorm rolling through before 7 o'clock yesterday. This is last night, sparking all the lightning. We're told the fire actually started in the attic. The good news is that no one was hurt. First responders on the scene putting that fire out, but the lightning struck and caused a fire in the attic, which I think sounds super scary because you're at home during a storm and there's absolutely nothing you can do if lightning strikes your house and starts a fire in the attic. So that's some scary stuff there. Also, a few minutes later after that call, another call to this house on Camellia Drive. This house is off of Highway 90. Firefighters dealing with a lot of smoke, but they quickly put out the flames. Nobody was hurt here either, but when you take a look at the video, you can see that the flames, the smoke, all of that doing a lot of damage after the lightning struck. So when you think about lightning, there are actually a lot of factors to keep in mind, and there's a lot that goes into this because it happens all the time. So how do we protect ourselves and how do we keep ourselves safe? How do we keep our families safe? And what is it that we should be doing, watching out for to make sure we don't have a situation like that? And every year we see very powerful thunderstorms, how powerful they can be, causing substantial flooding and wind damage and all of that. And the risk that we're looking at here on the screen is lightning. You might have heard some variation of the saying, if thunder roars, go indoors. And it is best, meteorologists say, to follow that advice. This time of year, the risk for being struck by lightning increases because there are an increased number of thunderstorms. And we have had thunderstorms in our forecast every day this week, right? And for the rest of the week as well. Thunderstorms rolling up, popping up, whatever. And that is in the forecast. So there doesn't have to just be rain near you in order for there to be a thunderstorm. You just have to be close enough to lightning. And if a thunderstorm is coming, it is best to seek shelter indoors or in your car. In a second, we're going to take a look at what the National Weather Service talks about with lightning. But it's best to get inside, get out of the weather in your car or in your house or even in your car, because lightning strikes can lead to health issues or death. And we've been talking to the folks with the weather systems and the first responders, and here's what they say.
Anytime we can prevent something that can cause death, that's what we should do.
Yeah, we absolutely want to make sure that we avoid any way that anybody can get injured. And then the other aspect of it, of course, is property damage. And we talked about that with those two house fires just a minute ago. So during a thunderstorm, FEMA officials say it's good practice to unplug appliances to protect them from power surges. And then again, avoid running water, like, telling my daughter to get out of the shower, as electricity can travel through the plumbing. Electricity is tricky, right? We talk about this after a hurricane or a tornado with down power lines and how electricity can travel. Well, this is the same idea. Electricity is scary and dangerous, and it can actually be life-threatening. So I was mentioning that we were going to talk a little bit about from the experts. So the National Weather Service has a website that's totally focused on lightning safety tips and resources. And I thought it was super interesting, that first picture on the screen here. Lightning is hotter than the surface of the sun. It can reach temperatures around 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That is some powerful stuff, and it comes down wherever it wants, right? I mean, obviously there's all the science involved, but it's very hard to predict exactly where lightning will strike. So it is a very dangerous part of the weather phenomenon that comes with a thunderstorm. So lightning strikes in the United States about 25 million times a year. The experts say that most lightning occurs in the summer. People can be struck, though, at any time of the year. And actually, lightning kills about 20 people in the U.S. every every year, and then hundreds more people are severely injured. So this website here from the National Weather Service has a bunch of different tabs, and when you scroll down the different tabs, it looks into the different parts of this, like updated lightning safety toolkits, lightning safety brochure, lightning deaths in 2024. All of the above is information that you can check out here. And I actually just went ahead and pulled up the tab lightning tips, what you need to know. So we mentioned a second ago that when there's lightning, when there's a thunderstorm, no place outside is safe when thunderstorms are in the area. So the experts say, the meteorologists say, if you hear thunder, lightning is close enough to strike you. So when you hear thunder, immediately move to safe shelter. A substantial building with electricity or plumbing, or an enclosed metal top vehicle with the windows rolled up, and then stay in that safe shelter at least 30 minutes after you hear the last sound of thunder. If you have children that play sports, you know, outdoor sports, you know, you've been at like a soccer game and they call it for lightning, right? You've got to leave the field, go to the car, stay in the car until at least 30 minutes after the last is detected. And this is why, because lightning is around the area and it's very dangerous. And if you're outside, you are susceptible to being struck. Now, indoor lightning safety, there's some interesting aspects here when you think about indoor lightning safety. Stay off of corded phones, computers, and other electrical equipment that put you in direct contact with electricity. So if you think about it, and electricity, like a lightning strike hits your house and it zips on through all of the power cords and zips on through all of your outlets. If you are on your computer, if you're on your corded phone, you would get that, right? It would find you. It would be able to get to you here. Avoid plumbing, including sinks, baths, and faucets. Get out of the shower. Get out of the bathtub. Don't be washing your hands. Stay away from plumbing because lightning can travel through the water. Stay away from windows and doors and stay off your porch. Go inside all the way. Also, don't lie on concrete floors and don't lean against concrete walls. And then they have some other information about last resort outdoor risk reduction tips. If you're outside and you can't get inside, you know, get off of elevated areas, never lie flat on the ground, never shelter under the one tree that's out there, those kinds of things as well. But ideally, obviously, it's best for you to go inside. We talked just a second ago about how the lightning started 2 fires in houses, but we also talk about how lightning causes wildfires, and the National Interagency Fire Center has this by the numbers, lightning fires by geographic area by year. So just pulling up last year, well, actually this has got all the years, but I'm going to look at 2024 right here. It's the top line, and we can slide over to the southern area and we can see that 809 fires were caused by lightning. Wildfires were caused by lightning across the South last year, and a total of 6,935 wildfires were caused by lightning as well. So obviously lightning is a substantial issue when we have fires, and sometimes it's dry lightning like they've been talking about. It doesn't actually have to be raining across the area in order for there to be an issue with lightning. And just a heads up, y'all, today in our forecast for today, as we take a look at the live radar, there are thunderstorms out there right now. Most of those down in the Gulf, but there are thunderstorms out there right now, and we are expecting to see more storms throughout the day today. So you want to keep an eye as you are working your way through the day, the next week, whatever. Thunderstorms in the summer are pretty common. Live look at the beach, you can also see it looks like a thunderstorm here as we're talking about the thunderstorms out over the water right now. But again, you want to be very careful no matter where you are, because we do not want to have an issue with lightning impacting anybody and making it so people are not safe. And this is kind of what we're talking about, because 2 lightning fires starting in houses because of these thunderstorms that are rolling through. And just while we're here, while we're talking about thunderstorms, we actually want to talk a little bit about protecting your home. Obviously, we want to protect our homes from lightning, but that's very difficult to do as lightning is very unpredictable. But there are some things that we can do in advance to protect our homes from storm damage. And in summertime, those pop-up thunderstorms can be severe. High winds and falling trees can cause major damage to your home. And while roofing experts say there's nothing homeowners can do to prevent roof damage when a storm rolls through, there are measures you can take to limit that damage. And one thing you can do is to keep your trees trimmed. So while we're talking severe weather, we thought we also can talk a little bit about this preventative measure, and here's what they had to say.
I've seen a tree come down on a house, take the whole back side of the house out with it. They had to go in and get all new framing, decking, shingles.
Yeah, so if you know a big storm is actually going to be coming through the area, be sure to tie down or put away any lawn furniture and take a close look around for any other items that could easily cause roof damage or become a projectile in a storm. And if you know there's severe weather that's going to be moving through the area, make plans to have a place to get shelter, because you don't want to get stuck outside in a storm that has lightning with it as well. So one of the other great resources that we have is our Fox 10, fox10tv.com, our website, and our weather. Our weather app also is great, y'all. It is a free app that you can download, and it is really cool. But I'm just right now going to the tab on our fox10tv.com website. You can scroll down here and see what the precipitation chances are and all of that as well. But I love this. This gives you a live look at the radar. I just showed you the radar that's actually coming straight off of our weather computer a second ago, but you can actually manipulate where you want to look, how close you want to look, timing again as well, because they do have, on our website, we do have like a way to do a future cast here, and you can keep an eye on the radar yourself and you can take a look. That radar I just showed you a minute ago, you can also pull that up on our website and our Fox 10 weather app as well to keep yourself informed about where those storms are. And you know, we're always looking for the bright colors in there. Those are the ones that indicate we have more of a chance to see some of that rough weather coming through the area. So want to make sure that everybody is safe and protected when it comes to having storms move through our area. And again, in our forecast for today, we do have more storms forecast, more thunderstorms forecast in our area for today. So we want to make sure that everybody stays safe. Again, unfortunately, you know, dealing with some lightning fires overnight or last night into today, first responders have been busy responding to these. Everybody's okay, which is very good news. So you also want to make sure you have working smoke detectors so that if something does break out in the attic, like how do you even know, right? You hear the thunder, you know there's lightning around, but how do you actually know there's a fire in your attic? So make sure that you have those smoke detectors with good batteries ready to go, everything good there. But 2 lightning fires overnight. And again, you know, it's not just property damage, which is what we're showing you here, but there is a real danger when there are thunderstorms across our area. The National Weather Service reporting that lightning actually kills about 20 people every year in the United States and injures hundreds of others. So definitely want to make sure you are weather aware, want to make sure you have access to like all of the information through our Fox 10 weather app, our fox10tv.com page, website, all the information that you need so that you make sure that you stay up to date and make sure that you and everyone in your family stay safe. Unpredictable where a lightning is going to actually strike, but when we see those cells move through and you see those severe thunderstorm warnings issued, that is a good indication that there's lots of lightning in there. When you pull up our app as well on the radar, there is a way that you can actually put lightning strikes on it and you can see where all the lightning strikes are, like a big grouping of lightning strikes, or if stuff is rolling through that's fairly calm. That's a good indication as well to take cover and make sure everybody is inside, off the phone, off the computer, out of the shower, not washing their hands, doing everything to stay safe, because this is a pretty common issue for us across the Gulf Coast. We get thunderstorms all summer long. We just want to make sure that everybody stays safe. And I wanted to take a second and say hello to Catherine. Catherine, absolutely. She says she prays that everybody stays safe, and absolutely, because when these thunderstorms roll through, they can be very severe at times, and want to make sure that everybody is okay. Hey, good morning to Chandra. Hey, Chandra. Hey, Kirk. Y'all, thanks for weighing in. Thanks for being involved, and thanks for sharing your stories with us. If you have any information that you'd like to share with us about this, hey, please let us know. Please comment here as we work to keep everybody safe. But one last look at the beach. Y'all, you can see that the rain continues to be out there. Kind of the name of the game with that summertime pattern. So stay safe out there and make sure that we're doing all of those precautions.